All right, let me start off. This apparently is a scale shipyard Gato hull in 1/4/8 scale. Pretty much a bare bones hull, and much of it had to be fabricated, the decking and what have you. But nonetheless, trying to keep things simple. We have one screw back here in the aft part of the boat that is unscrewed, and I built into the work stand this here extension so that I might be able to have somewhere to put the upper section when dismount it. But it basically just slips out and off. Again, keeping it simple. I'm trying to anyway. As you can see, there's a lip I've incorporated into the hull, which sets up underneath the bow section of the upper deck. That holds the front down, and the screw obviously holds the aft section. Let me try to just explain a little bit about the workings. It's a Merman Caswell cylinder, a 3.5 Mod 2, which is the dual motors. However, these motors are not the standard motors. They are a Titan Marine version of Traxxas motor, 12-volt motor, air cooled. They're rated at over 14 volt motors. That's your standard ballast section, but I've chosen not to go snort, so I've had the fill tank enlarged, as was many years ago with the original 3.5 version, and the size of the tank is about 18 inches. I thought that might be more than sufficient. As it turns out, this is a pretty big boat. The upper deck probably could have been lighter, and for that purpose it could have probably even stood to be a little larger. But nonetheless, we have the battery section forward, which is using a LiPo battery, 11.1, 5,000 milliamp battery. And up forward is another cylinder that I've chose to use a hybrid of an Engel Gato system, basically a drive system that retracts the bow planes. Incorporated in there is the drive motor, and then I chose to put in a separate speed controller and receiver to handle that portion of the boat, the bow plane retract, as well as I have a rotating radar mast that it also is incorporated in the electronics in that portion of the boat. I've incorporated a inline fuse just in case things went awry, rather than seeing the boat on fire out on the water. Hopefully this fuse will engage and cut all voltage. And I'll go on to show you exactly how that works in a minute. I think we'll move aft here and try to just basically show you. I've only got 2 servos operating the rudder and stern planes, with your standard pitch controller on one of the stern planes, and the rudder has its own servo, and the traditional dog bone connections. So that pretty much covers the drivetrain. Inside here is a module also for a klaxon dive alarm. You can see it right here. It's activated, and I'll show you in a bit how that works.